Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Ty Mizzle. You watch my channel Mizzle14, and I'm here doing a review of Real Housewives of Potomac Season 4, The Reunion. All three parts is put together in one video. I said it in one of my previous videos, I'm not going to try to sit here and try and do 3 weeks of weekly video of this reunion. Because I guarantee you that this reunion didn't need to be 3 parts. And tell you the truth, this reunion didn't need to be 3 parts. It was only to be a 2-parter, and that's it. And I would have had done a 2 weeks video of a 2-part reunion, then doing a freaking 3 weeks. So that's why I decided to put all one video to do 3 parts, because it was a lot to talk about. It was some things I wanted to explain and get my point across and call it a day. That's it. Looking forward to season 5 of Potomac. Alright. And just to remind you all, whoever's like Atlanta, I really don't review Real Housewives of Atlanta because they dry to me and they boring, and I'm getting sick and tired of these ladies. So I will watch it, but I won't do a review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So my next Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives review will be when the next Potomac come back on. All right. I may do like a spot here and there on my Instagram, like scenes of the Atlanta, and talk about it and my viewpoints. But that would probably be my Instagram or Twitter, so like that. I might do that, but instead of doing a whole full review, I'll just give a Housewives a break until Potomac come back on. All right, y'all. The ladies, they all dressed all white. It was a theme with this year with the ladies. It was all white. They all had white gown on, and it looked nice. I really don't, like I said in my reunion, I don't really talk about anybody's fashions. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to find a thumbnail that had the girls dressed as all white and put that as my thumbnail so you can see what they wore. Alright, also I did find it funny that how Ashley is sitting next to Karen and Monique and not next to Giselle and Robin, and Candace was sitting next to Giselle and Robin. So I was like, I find it funny, but I guess that's why, because Candace and Monique is not, their friendship broken down. And Candace cool with Karen, but I guess that. But Ashley's more cool with Giselle and Robin, but I guess the falling out between those a little bit, it wasn't too much. It was like, I guess, I find it funny that how Ashley was sitting on this side, not that side. But that was that. Okay, alright. Okay, so there were a couple of things that was brought up. We find that Giselle is back with her ex-husband, Giselle Bryant. Now, we don't know the back, but she is talking back to him. And we know about all this fallout. They got divorced 12 years ago. They got 3 kids together, and it was like, I think he cheated, something like that. And she ended the divorce, and they've been co-parenting all this time. And now all this time we find out Giselle's little love interest is her ex-husband, and she said she changed, he changed, he's not what his mistakes was, and everything. I say usually people don't change their spots, but I guess what it is. It's happy for Giselle, she happy for it, that's it. I'm not going further into that details about her being in a relationship with her ex-husband, Jamal Bryant. He's an ex for a reason, so I don't know why. Alright, say Alright, so yeah, the first part was mostly a touch-up and catch-up. It wasn't even much about going on in this episode. Alright, so we find out the Dom is in freaking Bloomingdale's, which most of us already saw on Instagram and social media, that it showed that Karen Fragrance is in Bloomingdale's, selling Bloomingdale's. So she's happy for that. She said it's an honoring of her parents, honoring especially her mom, so she happy that she is part owner of the Dom. Now, it's her company, but she does have a partner. So she's doing it. Alright, so then we get further into more of Karen grieving. Now, I explained in my previous things, in my previous reviews about Karen grieving process, about one in particular and her being Instagram Live. They questioned her grieving with Instagram Live because Robert said nobody will equate Instagram Live with grieving. People had different stages of grieving. And at that time, yes, she wanted to be in her alone by herself, but she felt the need to go on Instagram Live and thank some people who have been supporting. And that's fine. Sometimes people like to have that connection with other people who's not going to shade her, who's going to be supportive of her, say things, that she could get her mind off of not thinking about too much of her parents. Because she said during that time, she was spoken up because they once at the plantation and there was a lot of death and everything, and at the same time she had to deal with a death, so it was a lot for her to deal with. She was crying, so she just wanted to stay in time for herself. So she decided to get on Instagram Live and thanks of fans who has been messaging her and DMing her why not she couldn't do that. It's just like, so it wasn't a big deal of making it seem like, oh, she's grieving so she shouldn't be on Instagram Live. People talk different stages. People want to shut themselves out. They shut themselves out of any communication, social media, phone, texting, anything, emails. Or people may stay alone, but they may talk on the phone to someone. They may need to talk to someone. They may need to vent out, express their feelings, and not be too private. So they are different stages. So it's no one way to grieve. You grieve at different phases. Some people might be more private and secretive. People might be open and public and want to be communicative. So it's no one way. So I didn't think it was no real issue of why she was on Instagram Live. It don't make any sense. All right, then we get to the thing with Candace and the mom, right? Candace cleared it up that both her mom and her name is on the deed. So she part owns the house. She also, her mom does own parts of the house, but she owns the other part too. So her name is on the deed. So it's not just her mother's house. She want to make it clear that it was her and her mother's house. Now, she said she paying full mortgages of the house. And so Dorothy, her mother, said, well, if you want to say that. I would say, what is it? You know, Dorothy is shady as hell. Dorothy came on the couch and she want to say her piece. Because she said she loved being on camera and stuff like that. So she just want to do it. I said, Dorothy, you full of it. All right, so Dorothy said she had a problem with Candace brought up the fact that she put it before her wedding. I told her before her wedding that her half brother's going to be there. Her brother going to be there. And she did not like that because it was her pain and she put it on my face and she should have had brought it up. It should be a better way. I would say, what other better ways? Like, she felt like she should have brought it to you, or she should have felt like she felt that Candace should have never say anything to her about it and just let her be there, because at the end of the day, it's her wedding. She can find whoever she wants at the wedding. But don't tell me about it. I said, well, why she want to tell her? Because she know how you feel, and she don't want you to be surprised and act a fool at her damn wedding if she saw her brother there. Now, Dorothy said she got over the freaking pain of her ex-husband having a child outside of marriage. No, apparently, he had a child before you got married, and then you still marry him. So get your facts straight. He had a child before you got married. Because I think he said he was in college around the time, and he had a child outside your relationship, but you still married the man. So it was like, okay, so what makes it a whole big deal about it? And she just feel like she should have been taught, because it's my pain, it's my secret, I shouldn't be burning it up or stuff like that. It's a lot. Candace said 2 times she brought the thing up and her mother reacted crazy. The first time when she was 10 years old, when she saw a poem from her brother to her father, and she thought she was the only child of her father, and called to find out he had another child, and she brought it up to them, and the mom said ticked up then. And then she brought it up again before the wedding thing, and she got pissed off then. So it was like, no matter how or far along, you still gonna get pissed off because you're pain, and you say you got over it, you've been married for some up to years with another man, but it seemed like you're not over it, because you was over it, you wouldn't have got that pissed off, Dorothy. So I was like, Dorothy, you are full of it. You not pissed off. And they did confirm that they're not continuing counseling. They will do counseling together, but so far at the end of the season, Dorothy and Candace don't really talk like that. They had to communicate through Chris. But when they mentioned, do y'all still doing counseling together, they look at each other. They would say, I guess that's a no. I was like, damn. Okay. Now, the whole freaking purse thing, right? Remember, Candace told us that she got hit. Her mother hit her in the head with a purse. Now, her mother tried to explain the story. She said, we got 2 sides of every story at the end. It's her side, then you got to get my side. So, all right. So, she would demonstrate how it happened. Because she said, you know how it is. We was arguing and all that stuff like that. We was going back and forth or something. You know how she is, getting your hand in the face, getting your hand in the face, getting your hand in the face, right? So, she got up, and Candace got up and stuff like that. And they was still arguing. And then she said like this, girl, bye. And she had this like her purse. And she was like, girl, bye, right? Girl, bye, like this. And then she said she happened to hit her head on the purse. So she just said, everybody started laughing. I said, Dorothy, you come on national television and tell us that. You tell us that she happened to hit her head into your purse and said you hit her with that purse because you didn't like her in your face. So you just said, boop. No, I don't want to see that you just did this. And she said, whoop, la lula. It's just like, oh, he didn't punch me. I walked into the punch. No, he gave you a black eye because he punched you. You didn't walk into the punch. So the same thing that she's saying, oh, no, I didn't hit my head. I ain't hit her with my purse. She walked in. She bumped her head into my purse. I said, Dorothy, come on now. You's a third. I was like, and you a therapist too, and say this stuff on national television. I was like, who is paying you? Who is paying you? They need to get their refund because there's no way you my therapist and you act like that. You act crazy on television, and you act like you say some crazy stuff. So the whole cast, the lady was dying. I was dying too because I said, mind you, I watched all 3 parts just before I did the video. So I was like, wow, Dorothy, okay. So Candace and Ashley was going at it. Now I'm not trying to go into details of what happened. Basically, throughout the season, Candace was violent Ashley hard about her drinking while she was getting pregnant. Now, it is nothing wrong drinking before you get pregnant. They advise you when you get pregnant, you're supposed to stop drinking. Every now and then you have a little glass of wine when you begin a pregnancy, but when you fall on, you should not be having alcohol because it'll affect up and mess up the baby. Drinking before pregnancy, it is normal. So I understand why they was like at Candace for why she writing so hard about this. But Ashley did tell Candace her mouth, and they showed the clip that she's going to stop drinking, and she's not supposed to be drinking, and she's not want to drink so she could conceive. So, but then she was throwing up the Corona bottles and drinking like a storm, like it was nothing. So Candace was questioning that, on top of the thing that Michael is going through, the allegations, the stuff that was going in the blogs with Michael. So she was going through that, and she was using that and why he wouldn't do something with other guys, and on top of her drinking and why she want to have a baby with Michael. I was like, oh, okay. But I said, I know she got the baby with Michael. She's not child support. It's no. Come on now. She can try to disguise that as much as she want, but in a way, she would marry an older man who reminds her of her father, a father figure, to, and she said it herself on a reunion that she said, yes, it's some truth that yes, I look for older man who's more authoritative, who's older than me, who is the father figure. He's a connection to her in the absence of her own father in her life. So yes, in some way, truth and form, she found the solace in Michael because it reminds her of the connection she lost with her father. So it is some underlying daddy issue she has that she seen herself in Michael. That's why she gravitated with Michael and married and got baby, all that stuff like that with him, because he exudes all the things that her father should have been doing in her life. So I was like, okay, yeah, we see that girl. Yeah, you got seriously to get through that and help yourself. But now you got your baby Dean, so she's happy about it. Alright, so Ashley and Candace going at it, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I understand why Ashley being offended, because Ashley, Candace has been telling her about this drinking and all stuff like that, which is crazy because she got a miscarriage and making it feel like she is. And Candace feel like Ashley was using it as a storyline for clout, like she is not trying to be getting serious of getting pregnant, so like that. Because the last 2 things I said, because her drinking and because the Michael thing. So she thought she was very doing it for attention and making a storyline. And I was like, oh, and then Ashley felt don't like Candace because the butter knife thrown in her face. And then figured Candace, I like Candace, lady girl. You started that butter knife before you kicked her out. You had the butter knife in her face before you kicked her out. And then she can't keep coming back. Now that's the problem. If you keep coming back, Ashley, now that's on you. Because if I kick you out, you should not be coming back to my house. So, but then she said, oh, she trespassing. I said, how she trespassing? when you invited her to your house. But she did keep coming back, so that's technically you wouldn't say that. But after the first time she didn't trespass, you invited her to the house. So it was like, okay, Candace. But Candace was giving it to Ashley back and forth. She was not backing down, and then it was to a point about her apology, and she said, Candace, why did you apologize for what? I felt what I felt. I meant what I meant, and I'm gonna keep what I said. And I said, oh, you better stick to it. If you're not sorry, why apologize? Hey, right? So I said, all right, Candace, go ahead. Now they did talk about the freaking prenup thing, and she said after the 5 years, the prenup, because it was 3 years, and then extend the prenup. Now after the 5 years of prenup, then there's no prenup. Then it would just be she get half. If the marriage ended before the prenup 5-year mark, then she would get $1 million payout. I said, oh, okay. But now that freaking 5 years started running out, she could get some child support in that thing. It's just if they decide to break up. So she know what she was doing getting that baby in before that freaking 5 years was up. Because I would say, what a dumb fool to freaking extend that damn prenup like that, girl. Alright, so, that's all it went on the first part. It wasn't too much. Because like I said, I'm not going to go into details about the argument with Candace and Ashley. They don't like each other. They're not going to never go stand each other. They don't care for each other. It is what it is. Ashley called her a freaking duck face, frog face, whatever face Candace. Candace says things to Ashley. That's it. It is what it is. They can never see eye to eye. Candace they apologize, and that's it. Alright. So part 2, we got the thing with breakdown of Candace and Monique. The breakdown between is the fact of Ashley. Candace feel like Ashley dragged Monique all last season, calling her a drunk, calling her this. That's when she lost the baby and everything. Yeah, Ashley was going hard on Monique. Now Monique decided to forgive, which is fine. If she decided to forgive Ashley and move on, yes, when you forgive someone, you need to move on. You can't keep rehashing it. Now, is it abruptly? Is it she should be friends? Is she should be cool with her? It is what it is. But Candace feels strongly that she shouldn't be doing that. It's like that. But I'll say yes, if that's her right, whatever. She could be friends with Ashley, be friends with Ashley. That's what she want to do. Now, just notice that if Ashley turn on you again, Monique, it's on you. Alright? But Candace did apologize for one thing, that she should have brought the Amistar comment to Giselle, knowing that her and Giselle don't get along. That she should have did that. She should have said that. Now, that Amistar comment, she brought it to Giselle wrong, and Giselle, I did remember Giselle did ask her. She said, just like a slave. She said yes. So you confirmed that you thought that Monique was telling Katie that she was a slave. Now, I'm mad that Katie's not in the reunion. I don't know what reason that they gave us. I need to check online why. Or I think Katie gave her viewpoint to a YouTuber post, DJ Richie, something like that. I need to watch it, why she was invited. But I would so wish Katie would have been there, because she would have gave those ladies something. Right? But, yeah, by Monique calling Ashley, calling Katie free spirit, like Amistar. She said she was comparing about her personality, her mannerism. Before, Katie was all a prim and proper, poised type of woman, and then all of a sudden she became like all out there free. So like Amistar free. Like she was calling Katie a slave. She would say that she had a free, relaxed spirit now, and it's not like it was before. So, but Candace took it upon herself and interpreted that the wrong way and put it to Giselle, and then Giselle twisted that from that, and then Giselle realized that when Ashley brought it to Giselle about Monique, it was on 0 to 100. Now, they did brought up about how at Robin Open House, Giselle was doing too much. Well, she was doing a lot. And she was doing way too much in that thing. She went to 0 to 100 real quick. And she realized she was wrong. She shouldn't have did that at that moment, because it was an important event for Robin. So she realized she shouldn't do that at all. So that's good. Now, she realized that she jumped the gun too quickly with Monique after Ashley told her, because she said Ashley told her something. She said Ashley said she was wanting y'all to get together because it was miscommunication and misconception between each other. But Giselle, now that I forget, since Monique came to the scene, you never cared for the woman. So I don't know why you were so bothered from what she said. You don't like the girl, and you never going to stand for her. Now they could be cordial, and they're good. So Cam and they both said it. Giselle and Monique said we are cordial with another, and we are cool as that. We could get in the same room, we could say hi, we could say bye, and that's it. And don't need to attack each other. We could do that, so that's fine. So let's leave it there. Alright, so then they talk about Cameron and Giselle roller coaster relationship. How long we gonna do this dance with these two? They make up, they break up, they break up, they make up. It's a whole little thing with these two. It's like they've been friends for so long before the show. They talk about cheating with the cookie cheating gate, whatever it is. I think it was making some cookies saying Giselle said Cameron cheated, but Giselle feels salty because she lost and because she didn't win, so she's salty about that. It was still all really bad that she said they be cool friends because they was moms and they be connected because they was moms and children and stuff. But as the tape in the season, it is like it's been rocky between those two. It's been up and down, up and down. They make up, they break up. Like I said, break up and make up and make up, break up. That's how I can say throughout the whole segment they had. It was based on that's how relationship is. So I said that's timing to do all that making up and then breaking up and then breaking up and then making up and doing this, apologizing over and over and over. I was like, listen, just be cordial friends and let's call it a day. All right. All right. So Robin flipped her house. And Robin flipped the house and she sold it and she made us $30,000 profit. So she was originally thought she would be $60,000, but she said it was a learning experience. It was not about money. It was about money, but she did say she will do another one and she's looking for another place to flip. I said, go ahead, Robin, because you did a good job with that flip house. Even though it took longer than we expected, but you did a good job and you sold it. So congratulations to Robin with that. Now, I like the whole thing. The whole third end of the season, part two, the beginning of part three is about Michael. So that's what most majority gonna reveal about. Hopefully, it ain't gonna wait too long. But like I said, three parts is in one video. Alright, so they asked Robin who was the comment about, because Robin said a thing the whole season said, I heard that I was suck his penis, dick or suck penis. But she never confirmed who it was. We all know it was Juan, because that's the only Michael really likes Juan. So we all know it was Juan. So it's like, but she never confirmed who it was. So we said, okay, we need to figure out who the husband she was talking about. She really tried not to say it, but yeah, she said, popular opinion. I said, yeah, so it was Juan. So yeah, she said it was her husband. She didn't want to try and say it. But she did tell Juan, and Juan laughed it off. And they told her to stop talking about it. I said, what the hell is going on with here? All right, so Ashley felt like when Robin brought that up, because Giselle was trying to make it seem like she didn't bring that and she was trying to be messy. When they called her out of it, she said, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up. Yes, you did brought that up out of nowhere. And then you threw Robin on the bus and told Robin that she should have said it. And tell Robin to talk about it. So that because Robin said she was not gonna try to talk about it. She didn't want to get involved in it, but it did. But Ashley felt that it was about revenge. But Robin did say that I brought it up because she said, like, listen, you have been doing that to all of us this past previous season. So if you go and dish shit, you should be able to take what is going on. So and then another way is that yes, dish it and take the dishing. All right. So. But also, Ashley felt bothered by Giselle. Because she said, you thought she was my friend, but you should know how Cameron is. Giselle. You know how Giselle is. Giselle is a shady, messy chick. And to tell her anything, she's going to do it. And you know how your friend is. So, yeah, she said she did admit that she realized that she know who Giselle is. And maybe she took it harder than expected because she thought she took it to a different level with friendship with Giselle, knowing that who Giselle is. I say, if you know your friend, then why get upset about it? So I was like, okay, just like knowing your spouse and then get upset your spouse is doing what you know. I said, I'm like, you know you marry your spouse because of that same reason, so why are you mad now? Alright, so alright, it was shocking that they said they did. It was shocking to them with that point where they showed that the news broke out. None of them knew about it. until that time. Now, they will talk about all this craziness about how they felt that it was wrong that Michael got on television and didn't thank Ashley for standing by him or apologize to her to put her through this. Which you understand, because at the end of the day, Ashley brought her husband onto the show. Ashley it became the housewife of the franchise. So it's Ashley the face that we all know. It's through Ashley that how we met Michael. So as a public eye, with Housewives of Potomac, we only follow the housewives. So if any husband put their wife into some freaking crazy drama, then that person should be able to apologize and say that I'm sorry for putting my wife through this, something like that. He never said all that. He just did what he said. He said, "Oh yeah, the charges dropped, shut the contact, boom, it done." And I said, "Okay," and never said anything. So, but Ashley said he said a lot of things close to him, but Ashley was staying right by her man. She pulled on that white girl to the side of her and just stood behind her husband, so which is fine. But don't come here and try to act like nothing didn't happen, because this whole third part, I was so like, what just happened? What just happened? All right, let's get to the third part, because I know that's what everybody want to hear about, this Michael thing. The third part, all the husbands came out. Now, after Robert did confirm that it was Juan, so Juan don't want to talk about it. He got up the stage, he didn't want to talk about anything. I said, I don't know, I got suspicion about that, because I said, why? You just sitting there and act like you don't want to say anything about it. And that's what it is. Now, the whole thing about the charges, they said it was a claim being made and then it was thrown out and stuff like that. The charges dropped and thrown out. People think it was paid off. Candace think it was. I believe it is, because the charges got dropped out of sudden. He was so convicted, he was so strongly about it, you did something and he got evidence. Why the charges dropped like that? Just because it got dropped doesn't mean that you innocent, and it doesn't prove that you're innocent. And even at this episode, it doesn't make it seem innocent. It makes us confused, because he was dancing around this whole thing trying to blame the victim and trying to make it seem like the victim is lying and doing this, and it was always like crazy, like he maneuvered his way. And I was so hoping they was nail his ass in the course, and Andy sitting there like letting it slide. Like I said, something going on with this as well, because I was so confused. Like, why is not hammering on this guy, and he just was able to maneuver his sweet talk his ass out of it. But it still didn't prove us that he's innocent, and it also don't prove us he's guilty. So it's make us questioning what the hell is going on with this guy. Now, you all know from season 1, he tapped. He said it was a tap in the butt of Andrew. He didn't grab Andrew's butt. Giselle said she's seen it, and that they all heard that he touched other producers' butt in the Bravo as well, and they all heard that, and they all heard that thing about Michael. So I was like, all right, there's not just one person that everybody hearing this and all that stuff, and different people see this. Candace confirms like that. So Michael feel like they are conspiring against him and saying like they lying. I said, why most of the people would lie on you about this? If people have seen you done it, you did it. Now he trying to make it seem like it was an Australia thing, because I'm from Australia. It's a friendly thing. It's a friendly thing. We do it all the time. It's sports and like that. But it happened in sports. I said in sports, people, men tap each other butt, even though I don't steal them like that. I said tap each other butt. I said good game or something like that. Good day, baby, all that stuff like that. Whatever men do, machoism, stuff like that. But I don't see that people will just touch somebody's butt when I'm asking them out of the norm, no matter where you at. So he trying to make it like it seems a country thing. Now, let's say if it was like that, why come to this country in America and do it when you know it's a taboo, and not taboo, you know it's a frowned upon, and you kept repeatedly do it? It's not like you did this one time and said, oh, people are just lying about me, don't make things up. But you kept repeating and doing it to the cameraman, to other producers, and everything. Everybody coming out saying that they do that, and it's a very thing, because at the end of the day, people are afraid to come out to talk about it, because people do come out and talk about it. Stuff like this, like we saw last in this reunion, come like that. People are downplaying it, trying to play it off sort of camera thing. Monique said it happened in the basement, but it happened outside, and she said like it was footage outside, but that footage got thrown out because it recycles every 60 days, so like that. So that's gone. Now how the camera is, it doesn't prove that they didn't show that he touched it, but he did bump. Now in all semantics, Chris B, Candace's husband, said if you bump someone, you will say excuse me, I'll apologize. Why the guy was saying, "Oh, please don't do that. Please don't do that." He said, "Oh yeah, sorry, no, sorry." All right. No, he didn't say sorry. He said, "Okay, no problem." All right. That's not a normal response. A normal response for bumping someone is "excuse me" and "sorry." The guy said, "Don't do that." So if you actually bump into someone, why he would say just don't do that? That's not a normal response. You must did something to him, so like that. And they say that cameraman is a respectable man. He's not someone who was lie. He's a nice, respectable man, and he was not comfortable with that. Now, Chris B also mentioned that. What happened? What about L2? And they said no. What's going on L2? And he said no. That night where you said that, he said no. It was another incident that you grabbed someone's butt, and they called him and testified. I asked him, "Did you know this happening?" And he said, "No, I did not see it happen." All that stuff. Michael doing this whole thing, he was deflecting. He was damaging them. He didn't feel like he should apologize publicly to his wife. All that stuff. He felt the need that it was not happening. It didn't prove anything. It didn't improve your innocence either. So it's still more questions going on of why it's happening. And then it was a topic of discussion to talk about of he touched um, Andy's butt. And Andy didn't really gloss that over like, oh, he forgot to mention that or something like that. I said, this is a serious accusation. Sexual assault is serious, and you just gloss over that or something like that. So, but it comes to me that Andy did confirm that and Watch What Happened Live that he did touch his butt. I was saying that you was okay with that. So what? Okay. But after all that said and done, that Michael segment was like, wow. He was not trying to give in and say that he did anything. He was still adamant that he didn't do anything. He's still adamant that these people was lying, that he had all the credibility, and to negate anybody else's experiences, other people reactions and comments about it, and say they wrong, you should not do that, and the woman should have reached out to me. Nobody have reached out to me. I said, how arrogant are you? Like, who needs to reach out to you? It's a woman's platform. They all concerned about Ashley. And then Ashley felt like, she said, no, it's not this. He did what it is. He don't need to do that. He did it privately. I said, nothing about privately. You're on a public platform. So people need to know publicly that he humiliates you. So he ain't took no ownership about that. And after they finished and they got the guys out, he said something to Giselle and walked to Giselle, because Giselle said she saw him did it first season, and from that on, it was continued repeating pattern of him doing it. And people have told me about this, and I believe that you did it because your actions in the past. And he said, nah, you don't know what you're doing and all that stuff, and you stop. And he told her, Giselle, you can't be doing that. You can't say that. We got to say it because there's so many stuff going on, and you need to say that. She said, oh, and she was sitting there. She said, well, let's say that. He said, I can't say that because it's on television. Then he said, you just need to mind your business and don't say nothing. She said, okay, whatever, Michael. I said, what the hell you get off of it? And then he went to the side and was talking about Robin, and actually stopped him. He said, you might. So like that. He said, oh, she crossed the line. She said, yeah, she crossed the line and all that stuff. I said, what the hell? So Ashley, you know something, girl. You know something. And I don't know what to tell y'all. This is ridiculous. But the ladies ended with roses and thorns. Most of roses was having babies, men of friendship, house flipping, their businesses, getting back together. Some of the thorns was miscommunication, misconception, the breaking down friendships, miscarriages, all that stuff. That was a lot of thorns. So that was Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, y'all. Like I said, if y'all wanted to go deeper into this Michael thing, please put in the comments and everything. We can discuss more. You can hit me on Twitter. You can hit my social media and stuff like that. I have my social media platform on my links on my description box. Hit me up and we can discuss this further. But please like, comment, subscribe to my channel and tell me what you think. If y'all seen the reunion, tell me your thoughts about all 3 parts. If the reunion is 2 parts, I will do 2 parts. Weekly thing, but sorry I put all 3 in one video, so it's a long video, but I was not trying to do all 3 weeks of videos of this. So hope Married to Medicine is 2 parts and not 3 parts like last time. But please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Alright, peace.